So then, Paddy, at what stage then did Irish dancing come into your life? I suppose, like, what were you, a teenager? Were you a man in your 20s?
No, but I started off 17.
17.
Yes, as I said, I joined Glasgow.
Yes.
And as I was telling you about the medals,
Yes.
a wee story about that. We aside, my late wife's father was a great man at the time, and he made her a lovely big shield for all the medals.
Yeah.
And they were well spaced out. Then I had a good lot of medals, and we put them all together when we stopped, when we had a family.
Yes.
All together, and I didn't know the other room out there. And when the bomb came, there was no time to gather up anything.
No.
And I came back in here in a day or two when we were allowed in. The medals were gone. And the shield, whole lot, gone. And I appealed and put notice in the bulletins and whatnot. Roll on exactly 20 years after my wife died, 95, 15, yeah, 20 years after she died. I was blaming soldiers and police and all the rest. And I thought, David, how do you want them, you know? So, in the bulletin was her anniversary coming up on a Sunday. And I went in to pay the priest for the mass. And he says, there's an envelope there for you. And on the envelope written Paddy Mee. And in it was half of the medals.
Wow.
So with somebody who knew the anniversary and that I would be at Mass, I wouldn't be here, and it was the chance to get it to me without me ever knowing who it was.
Wow.
I put a notice in the bulletin for thanking whoever did it, and if anyone had arrested them, it's not too late to return. So that there is half of what was taken.
And that's all Irish dancing medals. Most of them anyway.
Yes. Now, I claim the ones that are missing were better.
Oh, really?
It was all irons in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
so,
there'll be Irish dancing and set dancing medals in that.
Remind me your wife's name.
Betty's trainer.
Betty. And who did Betty dance for?
Jack Conley.
She did. So she was a Newry woman.
Oh yes, she was.
And she danced for Jack
Conley.
Yeah.
And Jack Conley was commissioned. Out of Burns was Cloughoge, so there was. And I was commissioned.
Yes.
So that left us.
Oh, very good.
United.
And so when you got into did you do solo step dance?
Never.
No, it was all
not the
Keely
two.
dancing. No.
I could do sevens and threes. That'd be about it.
And so when you started, it was all Keely dancing, figure dancing.
All figure dance, yes. High call cap, 3 tunes, trip to the cottage.
And did you have a particular favourite Keely dance?
Trip.
Did you like the trip?
Cottage, yeah.
And did you compete with the trip to the cottage as well?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And was it, because I know the Sweets of May and the 3 tunes it was Nan Quinn first
That's right.
presented those.
Yes.
Trip to the cottage is not from this part of the world, is it?
It claimed to be.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's what I was
Yeah.
because I know my grandfather now, he was Keely dancing, and he talks to us, and I would be talking about the sets, and he's always asking, are people still Keely dancing? And it's not, I know there's still
He'd be a brother of Susan McCann.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Atty. And I know that Keely dancing still happen.
Mary died, did she? Mary died. Is it Marie?
No, Marie's still alive.
Oh, she
It was their eldest sister died, Carmel.
Right.
Many years. Carmel's dead 30 odd years now.
Right.
She had MS, but no, Marie, as far as I'm aware, is still alive. I wouldn't know Marie that well at all.
Right.
No, they're all still going. Or there's 2 or 3 of them dead, but most of them are still going yet. But so, at what stage then, Paddy, did the crossover happen into sets?
Round about 1982, 83.
And what sparked your interest? How did you get into set dancing?
Maya McCormick
God rest her.
asked me would I go to a workshop in St. Peter's in the Pint.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
And who do you remember who was teaching that workshop?
Connie Ryan.
Connie.
And my wife went and she looked after the business in the dock, kept it for the afternoon, you know, to see if any clients around. I used to call them any rats in the trap. And she had now pick her up then later that night. And,
Yeah.
so it would only be once in a while you go to a workshop.
Yeah.
And you picked it up bit by bit by bit by bit. And Emmett McGivern, came across. There would be a Katie that night, you see, Emmett would be lighting the cigarette and calling all the Katie dancing. And then Connie would come in and he'd call a couple of set dancing.
Yeah.
And people who weren't into set dancing at all would say, a couple of them would shorten the winter. It's so very long, you see,
Yeah.
breaks between every figure. I have a paper there that I wrote some time ago. You can have a look at it before you go if you like. About the crossover between the two.
Yeah.
You know? About tradition, Irish dancing. It is probable that solo dancing or single dancing was taking place before Cayley, figure or set dancing. Perhaps the most significant of the early dances in an Irish context were those associated with sun and tree worship, since both of these were part of the Celtic Druid culture. In earliest times, Christianity, well, I'll not read it all, you can read it yourself or later on.
At what stage did you write this?
I don't know what I wrote it for. It was a branch of coal to set up in our club, which fizzled out. I can't really remember what I did it for. I wanted to do it to show. I finished off by saying the last line in it is, of course, the Gaelic League banned these set or country dances.
Yes.
They banned. The ban was enforced until very recent times in order to preserve the Cayley dancing. Banning foreign dances, as they did, achieved little except friction and loss. Surely there is room for both of our traditions and both served on its merits.
Fair play.
That's what
There was clearly research went into that.
Yeah, the first Cayley was in London, believe it or not.
I did hear that. I did hear that story, yes.
It's somewhere in it anyway. It's about 120 years ago.